Hello there everyone, welcome to Grow Together Yoga. Today I'm going to be leading you through a foundations yoga practice. So this practice will get you in touch with all of the parts of your body that are touching the ground so that you can really grow into the poses and really be mindful of your whole body as a result. So we're going to get started in child's pose. So just getting low to the ground in a tabletop position and then letting your hips go toward your heels, your bum back towards your heels, yep. And then your fingertips are pointing towards the front of the room. You can bend your elbows here and start to get in touch with your breath. And really feel the breath in the body. Maybe you feel it expand through your stomach on the inhale. And as you exhale, you feel it pull in. And just keep breathing here as you feel the earth beneath you. In this practice, our intention is just to feel the ground below and feel how it's supporting us and how we can support ourselves in being aware of that. Take an inhale in and let it go with an exhale. On your next inhale, stretch your fingertips out wide. And then lift your elbows up, activating the shoulders. But don't let your shoulders wrap up close to your ears. Just let them slide down the back. So making this more into an active pose. Starting to feel the backs or the fronts of your feet push into the ground. Your toenails digging deep into the earth. And each fingertip in your palm. Nice. Take an inhale here. And exhale fully. Take an inhale, fill up. And as you exhale, walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. So opening up the left side body here. And being curious with your sense of touch all the way over to the right side. And then letting those fingertips again be really mindful. Stretch and then touch into the ground. Take an inhale through all of your left ribs and exhale fully. Just take a few deep breaths here. Again, not losing the connection with your knees, your feet in the earth. Just keeping your breath soft and steady here. Great. On your next inhale, walking your fingertips back to center. And on your exhale, walking them over to the left-hand side. Again, being curious with your fingertips until they reach into the earth on the left side. Take a big inhale and fill up through the right ribs. And exhale, grounding your hips down towards the earth. And just keep breathing here into the points of contact to the earth. Letting your body melt and letting the earth come up to support you. Awesome. On your next inhale, walk your hands back to center. And exhale, ground down in child's pose. Inhale, coming up into a tabletop position. Wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Make sure your legs are hip width apart. And again, just finding the foundation of this pose. So stretching your fingertips wide once again. gripping them into your mat. And then think about rising up through the wrists and trying not to really slump into the ground, but really growing through our roots here. And again, making the shoulders soft down the back. And think of your knees all the way to the tops of your feet, pushing into the ground, and then your inner thighs are gripping towards each other, pretending like there's a block in between. Take an inhale here. And a big exhale. Good. Inhale and raise your knees just an inch off the ground. And exhale, stay. Last inhale. And exhale, let that go down to the ground. Knees come down. Awesome. Now inhale, take the hands a palm print forward and start to tuck your toes under. And exhale, hips come up and back for downward facing dog. So again, creating the foundation here. Gripping into those fingertips, anything that's touching. Just be really mindful of the ground beneath. And in downward facing dog, you want to kind of be in a triangle sort of shape. So making sure your wrists all the way to your hips are in line. Take a deep inhale. And exhale fully as you take baby steps up towards the front of your mat. Sorry. Nothing fancy here. And once you get there, we're just going to ragdoll. So really pushing your feet into the ground. It doesn't matter how straight or bend your knees here. Just making sure your back is straight. And maybe you wrap your elbows. You catch opposite elbow, swaying back and forth maybe. Breathing into the feet and breathing into the hamstrings. Take an inhale and maybe nod your head yes. And exhale to nod your head no. Nice. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Inhale to come up halfway. Strong feet into the ground. And exhale, lower down, forward fold. Inhale, come up all the way. Fingertips stretch to the sides of your body all the way up and touch at the top. And exhale, hands to heart center. Nice. Now just let your arms come beside you and face your palms out to the front of the room. So mountain pose, our foundation for all of our poses in yoga. So we're going to start from the base, from the roots. So just going to get you to sway back and forth on your feet a little bit. Find the weight there, weight distribution. And then maybe go front and back from your toes to your heels and just feel the sway. And then in both scenarios, just find a middle ground between front and back and side to side and really settle into it. Feel all four corners of your feet firmly into the ground. And just to lift our arches, lifting all of our toes first, and then lifting the arches consciously, and then letting each toe fall down one at a time, if you can. Nice. Take an inhale in. And an exhale to firm into that grip of your feet. And then going up from our feet, firming up the legs a little bit, lifting the kneecaps just slightly. And then maybe tucking the tail, tucking the lower ribs in. And then inhale, shoulders come forward and up. And exhale, bring them back and down. And just let them rest. No need to push your shoulders down at all, but just letting them slide down and rest there. And maybe you consciously tuck your chin a little bit towards your chest. Take an inhale here. And exhale fully to really dig deep into this pose and feel how each grounding measure and each rising measure make up this pose. Take one last inhale. And an exhale deeply out. Inhale, bringing your fingertips up all the way, touching at the top. And exhale, folding through the midline, forward fold. Awesome. Inhale, halfway lift, straight spine, looking down towards the ground. And exhale, fold down. Inhale, bringing it all the way up. Remember that mountain pose. Fingertips touch at the top. And exhale, hands to heart. Sun breaths. 2 more of those. Inhale, bring the arms up ahead. And exhale, folding through the midline, forward fold. Straight back all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, rise up. And exhale, fold. Consciously dig into the feet as you inhale, bring it all the way up. Fingertips touch at the top, and exhale, hands to heart. One more time, inhale, come on up. And exhale, folding down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, straight spine. And exhale, fold on down. Inhale, spread your wings, come up all the way. And exhale, hands to heart. Awesome. Inhale here. And exhale out. Now bringing your right hand to your hip. Coming into a crescent moon pose. You'll inhale your left arm up to the sky. And exhale, pushing that left hip to the left side of the room and the left fingertips to the right side of the room. Nice. Maybe spiraling the chest towards the sky. You can look if that's comfortable for your neck. And if you want to make this stretch a little bit more intense, you can take your your right hand off of your hip and grip that left wrist with your thumb and your pointer finger. And then even if you want even more than that, you can take your left foot up and around your right leg. Take an inhale and rise up from the ground, from your foundation, and exhale to ground down a little bit further. Inhale, coming up all the way, unwinding everything, and then taking both arms down towards the ground. Take an inhale in mountain pose, and exhale fully. Inhale, taking the left hand to your hip, and your right hand up. And exhale, taking the right hip to the side, your right fingertips come to the left. Crescent moon, opening the right side body, breathing into the ribs. And again, spiraling your heart to the sky. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. If you want a little bit more challenge, again, taking the left hand off of the hip and gripping the right wrist with your pointer finger and your thumb to kind of arch it over. And then a little bit more, you take your right foot in front of your left. Take one last deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Inhale, coming back to center. Unhinging everything and just taking both arms to your sides. Awesome. Inhale, bringing your fingertips all the way up. They touch at the top. And exhale, folding through the midline all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, straight spine. And exhale, plant the hands, step back into your plank. So it doesn't matter which one you take here. You can have your knees up or down, but just making sure your back and all the way to your heels or to your knees is in a straight line. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, bring your elbows into your body as you lower all the way down to your stomach. Slowly and controlled. Inhale, take the backs of your feet to the ground and push them into the earth as you bring your head, your shoulders, your chest up on the inhale. Strong legs here, foundation. Exhale, bring your head down, chest down. And inhale, move through a tabletop first. So coming up into a tabletop on your inhale, curling your toes and bringing your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Take an inhale. And maybe exhale through the mouth. Always on your inhale. Lifting up. And as you exhale, grounding down into the earth, thinking of that foundation. Last inhale. And as you exhale, walking your feet up towards your hands, all the way to forward fold. Inhale to come up halfway. And exhale to fold down. Digging into those feet, inhaling all the way up to the sky, fingertips touch at the top. And exhale, hands to heart center. So that little flow was our sun salutation A. And that's a really foundational flow for all of our yoga poses to go from one to the other. Okay, so we'll be working a lot with our sun salutations in other practices. As you inhale, bringing your fingertips up to the sky once again, letting them reach up, and exhale, folding through the midline to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, straight spine, strong legs, and exhale, plant your hands, just come back to a downward facing dog. So stepping your feet back and coming into that little triangle shape. Take an inhale. And an exhale here. As you inhale, let your right leg lift up to the sky. Just a bit, doesn't need to be very high. And as you exhale, bring that foot in between your thumbs. Nice. Setting up for a warrior one. So taking that back heel down, you might have to shorten your stance a little bit. And taking the toes out a 45-degree angle. And making sure you're off the tightrope a little bit. So you don't have to be heel arch alignment, but maybe taking the front foot to the side a little bit. So you're kind of like in a train track sort of position instead of a line. So bending into that front foot. As you inhale, you're grounding into the floor with your feet and rising the fingertips up to the sky on your inhale. Exhale to ground down through your feet, strong legs. Take an inhale in and an exhale to release. A couple more breaths here. Squeezing your inner thighs together. Think mountain pose, even in this pose. Take one last deep breath in, fill up. And exhale, take your hands to the ground. Come onto your back toes and step back into downward facing dog. Take an inhale. And an exhale out. As you inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky, making sure the hips are level. And exhale, bringing that foot between your thumbs. And again, setting up for warrior one on this side, taking the back heel, you might have to shorten your stance, but taking the back heel down and your back toes at a 45-degree angle, grounding into those feet, coming off the tightrope a little bit if you need. Bending into that front leg, and then as you inhale, bringing the fingertips up to the sky, strong legs on your exhale, grounding down. Take a deep breath in, fill up. And as you exhale, consciously feel the soles of your feet into the earth. Keep your breath flowing here. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out as you ground your hands into the earth. Tucking the back toes under and then coming back in a downward facing dog. Take an in breath. And take an out breath. And fill up. And empty. Last big breath. And as you exhale, slowly coming back into a tabletop, lowering your knees down to the earth. And then eventually sinking your hips back for child's pose. Once again, just like we started, but choose your own adventure here. So if you still want it to be really active, then by all means, taking your elbows off the ground, really strengthening into the shoulders. But if you like, you can be more passive. You can have your arms kind of behind you so that your shoulders can drape down and relax. And just take a moment to feel your third eye and the earth connect. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. More than just noticing the breath, really feel it in the body. Feel your body melt into the earth, but also feel the earth come up to meet you. If your arms are alongside your body, take your fingertips out in front once again for a regular child's pose. And on your next inhale, coming into a tabletop. Maybe just taking your feet over to one side and coming onto your seat. Nice. And then crossing your legs, crisscross applesauce, if you will. And on your next inhale, feeling the sitting bones ground into the earth as you lift the spine up. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Coming into a seated twist, bringing your right hand behind you as a little kickstand, and then taking your left hand to your opposite knee. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, twist from your lower belly first, your ribs, your chest, and then maybe your shoulders and your chin looks off to the right hand side, if that's comfortable for your neck. And always on your inhale here, especially in the twist, rising through the spine, through the crown of the head, and then exhaling as you twist maybe a little bit more. Letting the breath guide you, but also letting the earth, letting your roots ground and let you grow up through them. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Fill up and empty. Last one. And as you exhale, unravel back to center and take an inhale again to lift the spine, lift the crown of the head, and exhale the ground. Inhale, taking the left hand back as a kickstand behind you, bringing the right hand to your opposite knee. Inhaling again to straighten the spine. And as you exhale again, twisting from your lower belly, your ribs, your chest, and then your shoulders. Maybe your chin looks behind. And again, the action of inhaling, growing through the roots. As you exhale to wring it out. Wring the organs, detox. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Fill up fully. And empty. Last one, big breath in. And as you exhale, unravel, coming back into a seated position. And then taking your feet out in front of you for a staff pose. Just making your spine long and tall here. And then as you inhale, take your fingertips up to the sky. And exhale, let them rest wherever they fall to the front of you. So letting them fall either on your legs and then making your chest go forward towards your legs so that you can eventually fold. So leading with the chest here. On your inhale, rising through the chest, through the spine. And then exhale, pushing the chest a little bit forward towards the legs. And if you're having a little bit of trouble straightening the lower back so that you can bring your chest forward, you can bend your legs as much as you like. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just let the chin come to the chest and just let your neck relax. Breathing into your foundation, into your sitting bones, your hamstrings. Letting your breath, the breath and the earth guide your body here. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Inhaling, coming back up to seated, rising up through the chest. And then scooting your bum forward a little bit, coming down all the way to your back body. Coming into our final pose, Shavasana. So just making sure you're really comfy. Maybe grabbing a pillow or a blanket. Taking your legs out and your arms out. And just taking up as much space as you like here. This is your time to settle. Taking everything we've learned today on the mat and really letting it sink in. I think the foundation to every yoga practice is just letting everything be. Letting everything be how it is today on the mat. So here, really letting your breath go. Not manipulating it in any way or even really noticing it. But just know that it's there. And now, keeping the foundation in mind, really key into every part of your body that is touching the mat. So the back of your head, your shoulders, the length of your arms, your back, your hips, your legs, ankles, heels. And just notice if you're holding anything anywhere you're touching the mat. And start to tap into the feeling of being supported. Once you do that, you might find it is a little bit easier to let go at those points of contact. Letting your body melt into the ground, letting the earth come up to support you. Taking this sweet time to relax even just a little bit more. Giving the body time to rest. Allowing this time to just do nothing. Letting everything melt. Letting everything relax. Starting to expand your breath on the inhale and your exhale. Starting to bring your breath and yourself back to the room. Eventually making little movements through your fingers and your toes. Maybe rolling out the wrists and the ankles. Eventually bringing the arms overhead for a big whole body stretch. Expanding from your fingertips to the tip of your toes. Like you've just woken up. Blank slate. Taking your knees to a bend. And then rolling over to your right hand side for a fetal position, letting your head rest on your right arm as a little pillow. And just taking a few deep breaths here. When you're ready on an inhale, you can take the left hand and push yourself up to a seated position. Keeping the eyes closed for now, just letting your hands rest on your lap any way you like. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. On your next inhale, taking your hands to heart center. And exhale, just bowing your forehead down towards your fingertips. Thank you so much for joining us. This foundation sequence. So excited to practice with you again at Grow Together Yoga. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day.